trajectory. I know I've talked about this before, but it seems, for me right now, it's quite relevant. What I mean by trajectory is the arc of our life and the arc of our lifetimes. And then if you want to go further and make it more confusing, you can go the arc of consciousness, the arc of the covenant, arc of our lifetime. We're born, you go through whatever you go through in your childhood, teens, whatever difficulties, challenges, successes. And they mold us into our 20s, 30s, 40s, midlife, and then later life. So we become a person. There's an arc of this journey. Any illnesses, diseases, car accidents, relationship breakups or successes or whatever it may be, all these things mold us, and as we wind down, we get some perspective on that journey that we've been on. And if we have a bit of deeper perspective, we'll see, the purpose of what I have gleaned and learned from these experiences. I know it's not everyone, but some people will say, they got cancer, they got some disease, and they lost their job. And there is some people who will say it was the best thing that ever happened to them. They reassessed what was important in their life. They changed their way of living, stress levels, spent more time with their family, whatever it may be. It was an opportunity to change, to expand, to grow. So in that moment, it looks like chaos. Why is this happening? This is a mistake. But the beforehand leads us into the disease. The disease is an opportunity to change or to integrate to get that lesson, to integrate that energy, and then to expand through the other side of it. Highly purposeful. That's a trajectory. That is an arc. And that's one experience. Multiple experiences, obviously, in the lifetime, and then multiple lifetimes. So like I've said as well before, the jigsaw, you look at one or two pieces, like, what the fuck is it? They're not even square. They're not round. What is it? If another being came in and you showed them a jigsaw piece, it's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm assuming they could be so wise that they go, wow, jigsaw. That's alien speak. That's actually an alien accent. Not really. So if you've got your jigsaw laid out and you've got some pieces on the edge, in the corner, and you can build a bit of this and a bit of color there, gradually you're getting a little bit of perspective. Now you've maybe bought the jigsaw, so you're looking at the box, so you know what it is. But imagine that you just emptied all the pieces out on the table. You don't know what it is. You're kind of going, what the fuck? You don't have the box. You don't have the picture. You're kind of going, oh, I'll start with the edges. My mother loves jigsaws. I'll start with the edges and then maybe gather some color here and some color there, and very gradually builds up. And maybe you get an idea. This is a boat, sunset, elephant, whatever. This is whatever. I hope this makes sense. So the trajectory over a lifetime will show us what we are working on, that we're moving home into ourselves. Depends where we are on the journey. The overall journey of our expansion, evolution. Dare I say that nasty word, ascension, enlightenment. So each of these pieces of the trajectory or pieces of the jigsaw will build a picture for who you are, for where you're going. It's like there's the smaller trajectories of like going through college is one. Ooh, what am I going to do? What do I want to work on? I want to be an artist. Ooh, I want to be a artist. Isn't a good idea. Good one to use actually, because it's like, well, don't go to fucking college if you want to be an artist. Paint, draw, write, whatever it is. But that's another argument for another day. So I want to be an engineer. Oh, I want to be an engineer. You need the grades. Ooh, this is the trajectory. Got to pass these exams. Got to get into college. Oh, I'm in college. Oh, got to pass these exams. Got to mix with people. Got to go to lectures. Got to maybe get a part-time job. Got to fund it. Oh, got to juggle these plates and things and get things, keep things flowing and then try and get through the 4 or 5 years, whatever it is, pass those exams, bang, qualification. Now, do I still want to be an architect, an engineer? I've suddenly transformed into a fucking architect. Do I still want to be an engineer? Maybe no. Maybe the trajectory has changed. Look at the amount of people who go through college, university, and it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. Or maybe, yes, now begins the finding, employment and so on. There's all those fucking stages. And loads of people don't make all those stages. They drop out, they go do other things, they get bored, they fail the exams, they fall in love, they whatever, they do drugs, whatever it is. The trajectory, bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. So over our lifetimes, this is the benefit of perspective. If that example, say, of the engineer, take that for your life. So you're looking at this life, 2021, the fuck lockdowns. So I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm fucking in a job I hate, I'm wherever in the world. What the fuck is this? What's this got to do with ascension or enlightenment or spirituality or any of that? Oh, totally confusing. But if you step back and you can consider and contemplate, and I know most of us don't have access to this information, but consider, contemplate potentially the lives that came before and the lives that will come after. This life is essential. It's an essential piece of the jigsaw of that arc, of that trajectory. It's going somewhere. It's coming from somewhere. So without getting too nasty, too personal, I've had my awareness is, because I can't prove it, it could be all nonsense, I could be just fucking delusional. So my awareness is, I've had many, many lifetimes that I've been very, very brutal to people on earth. Not this lifetime, so settle down. But all of that brutality has been engaged with and contracted with. I know you're going to struggle with this, but maybe it's time to hear some of these harsh realities. We design all of this, all the nastiness and all the loveliness, to expand consciousness, to gain wisdom and awareness. And many clients who come to me, not all, but many of them remember me. Sometimes I don't remember them. And we're aware that maybe we were married, or maybe we were mother and daughter, or father and son, or whatever it may be. There's a fucking awareness. I know this guy, or I know this woman, whatever it may be. And often there is an energetic memory of brutality. That's why we're coming full circle on that. Circle isn't an arc, but I'm making a mess of my metaphors. We're coming full circle on the beginning and integrating all of that, the wisdom of that brutality. So now, as I touched on earlier and in another video, force, we can use all the wisdom of that brutality and that force without the violence, because we're complete in the violence. Be it physical violence, sexual violence, I don't know, control over other people, or all that nastiness. We're getting complete with all that. Whoa. We're integrating the other side of it. Whew. Now we can communicate. We can be a force to be reckoned with in the world without needing to disempower others or take from others, or it's the same thing, or be aggressive, be violent, be sexually violent, any of these things, because we're complete with those journeys. We're getting complete with them. End of the road, wrap it up. So another trajectory angle would be, as some of you know, like I lived in my car for 4 years, and I'm kind of sick of talking about it, but I'm still releasing and moving beyond that experience. So that phrase, that Zen phrase, when the clouds pass, I might be making a mess of the phrase, but when the clouds pass, the mountains appear. So I did a lot of work, during the years of the car, a lot of work on myself, breath work and medicine work, and an awful lot of shadow work. And I continue to do it. I don't close the door. It doesn't finish. But now I see the mountain is appearing. The mountain has appeared, or is appearing is probably better. there was a lot of clouds during that time, during those years, and I integrated and worked through a lot of stuff. Now the real work begins. I'm in a nice place, a nice apartment, the sun is shining, the birds are singing, life is relatively good. It's relatively good for a reason. The clouds have parted. Oh, look at this beauty. Is that a mountain I see? Do I have to climb that mountain? Holy fuck. So for me, I'm doing deeper work at the moment with a coach on sexual energy and releasing, muscular or cellular memory, which is both my own and which I'm carrying from previous lives and which I've inherited from the family line, the ancestry, and possibly the collective. I don't really differentiate any of these things. I tend to see if it shows up in my life, if it's in my body, I'll treat it as my own. I don't buy into, that's his, oh, that's the collective, I'm not having anything to do with that. No, if I feel it, I'm working with it. I'm responsible. I think it's better for spiritual people to take responsibility for what they encounter in their lives, the toxic people, the narcissists, all that shit. Take responsibility for it within you, integrate it within you. You're helping. You're helping you. If you don't give a fuck about other people, you're helping you. And if you do give a fuck about other people, cool. But the mountain has appeared, waves of grief and trauma recorded in my body. Now, I didn't experience any sexual abuse in this lifetime. I didn't engage in it myself. I'm not encouraging it. But it's recorded within my being. And I've spoken about this over the years, in other videos, that we're a soup. We are the ether of consciousness. So you can't, if you're in the sea, you can't differentiate a piece of water over there. No, it's the sea. It's you're in the soup of consciousness. I'm running out of time. So consciousness is flowing through us, through all our bones and muscles and cells. Disease and sexual abuse and violence and lockdowns and alcoholism and all of these things, even if these things have never touched you in this lifetime, they're flowing through you. But if they're not showing up, I wouldn't worry about them. I wouldn't go looking. But it's our role to integrate what we encounter, make peace with it. So I suppose my point is, as I am running out of time, that those 4 or 5 years, taught me, in a sense, what I notice in myself now is that over those 3, 4, 5 years, at the earlier days, I totally struggled and I fought to escape. Let me out of the pain. This is wrong. This is meant for someone else. Consciousness has made a mistake. All that shite. Manifest, I am happy. All that bollocks. Escapism, gymnastics. And then I began to settle and center myself and fucking honor who I am and honor what's passing through me and encounter the power and liberation of that. So now that I see myself encounter the mountain in this being, physical being and energetic being, I notice a deeper and more profound resolve and presence than I have encountered before. That when this grief or this pain or whatever it may be shows up, I'm surprised at my own resolve. I'm surprised at my own commitment, that there is not a fraction of a second that I try to escape. I'm going fucking nowhere. I'll go into the deepest, darkest underworld that's presented because it's on my path, and it there within lies my liberation. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Joseph Campbell. So I've 25 seconds left. Instagram won't let me put videos up over 15 minutes. So maybe I'll return to this another time. Thanks for listening. Buy me a coffee, give it a thumbs up, share, and talk soon. Thank you.